Hello everyone, Namaste, Sastriyakal. Welcome to our first episode of Voices of Motivation, Conversations that Inspire. I'm Smitha, your host and your host for the day. And today we are exploring a thought provoking topic that I'm sure many of us have experienced. So, have you ever noticed, how we laugh at a joke once, but when it comes to a sorrow, right, we tend to relive it again and again. So, why does sadness seem to stick around for a very long time? So, to help us understand this, I am joined by my wonderful guest and my dear friend Siona Xavier, who will be with us for every episode. So, let's welcome Siona. Hi, Siona.
Hi, Smitha. Thank you so much for having me here today. It's honestly such a joy to be a part of this conversation.
You're
I feel like every one of us have gone through moments that stays with us. So no matter how much time has passed, uh, so I'm just glad we are talking about it together.
Yeah, great, great. So let's get into it. So Siona, what do you think? Why do you think? Sorry, let me put this way. Like, why do you think we laugh at a joke only once or twice maximum, but cry over sorrow multiple times? Why does sorrow last longer?
Okay. Smitha, when we hear a joke for the first time and find it funny, we laugh because it's new and catches our attention. But the
Yeah.
next time we hear that same joke, we already know what's coming. So it doesn't feel as funny anymore. Happiness and laughter, they are often temporary. They are more connected to our mind, which focuses on logic and understanding. But sorrow, that's different. Sorrow digs deeper. It leaves a mark on the heart. I think it's because sorrow isn't just about the mind, it's deeply connected to the heart and soul. When I think of painful moments in my life, I realize they stay with me because they are a part of my heart and that isn't fully healed. And maybe that's okay. But I do believe there's power in acknowledging those emotions, in gently letting go. Sometimes I just need to sit with my sorrow, feel it. It means making peace. And it's not always easy, Smita, but each time I do, I feel a little lighter, a little more whole.
Okay. Okay. So this is your experience based on your experience, right? So that's a really great point, Siona. See, it's really true. It's literally true that we can't always control our emotions completely, but and especially when it comes to our sorrow, especially. So, what would you say is a healthy way to acknowledge and release those emotions? Like, how do you personally deal with this difficult, tough moments in your life?
So, to me, it's all about making space for whatever I'm feeling, and sometimes that's harder than it sounds.
Okay.
There are days when memories strike, when I feel this heaviness in my heart, and I know it would be easier to just push it away. But over the years, I've learned that ignoring emotion just doesn't just, let them go away. It just buries them deeper. So I
Yeah.
give myself permission to feel, to talk to God and just say, this hurts. I think it's important to make a moment to honor those feelings because they are real. Sometimes I'll sit quietly and reflect, asking myself, why is this still hurting? So,
Yes.
what can I learn from this? And slowly I give myself permission to grieve. I also start to release what I'm holding on to. I realize this, that healing isn't about forcing myself to move on. It's about moving forward with grace at my own pace. And it's true, healing is never a race and there's no deadline. It's about allowing myself to just be.
Great, great. So, like according to you, like healing takes really a lot of times. You meant so?
Yes, it certainly takes time depending upon the kind of sorrow we are dealing with.
Oh, great. That's so powerful. what all the thoughts you put up on your experience basis, right? You experienced a lot of time, might you might have experienced a lot of time, and it's so powerful to know. And I think a lot of us struggle with allowing ourselves to feel those emotions without feeling, guilty or thinking that we need to move on too quickly. So, it's like we put this pressure on ourselves to always be happy, yeah. And but you are right that it's about finding balance both the ways, like acknowledge those pains, but also make room for healing, which is very important to every human being to heal their soul, right? So, do you think this balance comes with practice, or it is something, we naturally develop over the time, Siona? How is that? How does that happen?
Yes, so Smita, it's such a delicate balance. I think many of us feel this pressure to always appear strong, like we can't let our guards down, or that we need to bounce back instantly. But there's so much beauty in being gentle with ourselves. It's
Mm.
giving ourselves time to feel. And yes, I think this balance does come with practice. Life, with all its ups and downs, teaches us the patience. So it's only when we start practicing this patience with ourselves, trusting that it's okay to take our time, then that is when we slowly find that balance. It doesn't come naturally, and honestly, I'm still learning it myself every single day.
Great, great. So, as you mentioned, Siona, like healing to heal oneself. So patience is the key to heal for oneself, as it takes a lot of time sometimes. And as you mentioned, it depends on one personality or one person's mindset as well. Right. So before we wrap up this segment, Siona, what's one piece of advice you would love to give to anyone who is struggling to let go of their sorrows?
So, if there's one thing I tell anyone struggling to let go of sorrow, I would say give yourself permission to heal at your own pace. Healing is such a personal journey, and it's okay if it takes time. Sometimes all you need to do is take things one moment at a time. Just be gentle with yourself. Trust that you will feel better. And remember, God is with you at every moment. Little by little, with time, you will feel better. You will move forward. But don't rush. Healing is a sacred work and it deserves patience.
Great, great. Such a great advice, Siona. So thank you so much for sharing your beautiful and experiencing thoughts and insights for today. And I'm sure many of our listeners will find comfort in your words. And now it's time for one of my favorite segments, our game, which is our rapid fire inspirations. So I'll throw out a few words, and you have just a few seconds to respond to those with the first thought that comes to your mind. So are you ready to start with?
Certainly, let's go for it.
Great. So the first word, gratitude.
Gratitude, it feels like a deep sigh, a warm hug from God, reminding me of everything I've been blessed with, even in difficult times.
Great, great. So gratefulness is a must, like as you mentioned, everything we have some, but people don't realize like how grateful and blessed they are every day to wake up, right? So next, resilience.
So resilience, it's that quiet strength that keeps us going. Even when life knocks us down, it's like having a tiny voice inside saying, "Don't give up. You'll get through this."
Great, great. It's a very great, word, the statement you put up today. It means a lot to know about the strength and the resilience thing. And finally, hope. So how do you define hope in a few seconds?
Uh, So, hope, it's that light that never fades. No matter how dark things get, it's the feeling that tomorrow can be better and that God has a purpose even in the hardest moments.
Great, great. Beautifully answered, Siona. So I always love how this quick reflections bring out so much wisdom in such a short time. Well, that's all we have for today's episode of Voices of Motivation, Conversations That Inspire. So I hope this conversation gave you something to reflect on for sure, guys. So remember, it's okay to feel your emotions and take time, or you need to heal for yourself because healing is much, much, much needed for one. So thank you, Siona, for joining me today and sharing your wisdom. Thank you so much. I'm really, truly grateful for your being here with us today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Smitha. This was such a beautiful conversation, and I'm so grateful to be here today, sharing these thoughts with you. I hope our words bring comfort to someone who might be dealing with sorrow right now.
Yeah. So, yes, definitely. So, thanks, Yona, and thanks to all of our amazing listeners for tuning in. Join us next time for another inspiring conversation episodes. Until then, take care and keep moving forward with hope and positivity. Signing off, your Smita.